What's up guys, in this tutorial we will continue what we have started in the previous tutorial by combining the left and the right version of the lower third into one single composition, in which we can decide if it's going to be a left or a right version of the lower third by clicking a checkbox in Premiere Pro. So let's get started. This is where we left things off in the last tutorial. We've got two separate compositions, a left and right version of the same dynamic lower third, in which we can simply change the text and the lower third procedurally updates the design. If you've missed the previous tutorial, check it out first. But to continue, duplicate the left version of the lower third and rename it to lower third main or whatever you want to call it. Open it and select the controller layer, add a checkbox expression control, and this is what we're going to do with it. If the checkbox is not selected and the value is false, you see a normal version of the lower third. In this case, the left version. If the checkbox is selected, it flips around to the right version. The way we do that is sort of similar to how we created the right version in the first place. So let's open up the size of the controller layer. This time we add an expression to insert the if else statement. If, open bracket, pick whip the checkbox, double the equal sign, false, close bracket, open squiggly bracket and press enter, press tab, open the square bracket, 100, 100, close the bracket, press enter, close the squiggly bracket, type in else, open the squiggly bracket and press enter, press tab, open square bracket, negative 100, 100, close the bracket, press enter, close the squiggly bracket. Now open the size of the text layers and copy over the expression. The only thing we need to change around is the way the checkbox is targeted. So delete that and pick whip the checkbox for the correct lines of code. If you've done it correctly, the checkbox should now be able to switch between the left and the right version. You will also notice that the text isn't positioned correctly. That's because of the text alignment. It's still left aligned, but now we have a problem. After Effects doesn't allow you to toggle between text alignment through the use of an expression. So what do? This is basically the situation. The text animates from the right to left, but it's still out of frame. It needs to be shifted over. How much, you might ask? Well, by its own text width. So we need to add the following expression to the position. If the checkbox is not selected and thus the left version of the lower third is visible, nothing changes. If it is selected, the position should be offset by the value of the text width. Alt-click on the position of the text layer and let us first set up the variables we need for this expression to work. X equals pick whip its own value, Y equals pick whip its second value, XW equals pick whip the text width. Now we make the same basic if-else statement as done on the scale animation. But this time we entered X, Y in between the first brackets, and in the else brackets we insert X plus XW, Y. And there you go. Now we've combined both compositions in one through the use of the checkbox. Let's take it one step further and create a motiongraphics template file out of it. Open the Essential Graphics panel, and in the Master drop-down we select our lower third main comp. Change the name, for me that will be Tutorial Dynamic Lower Thirds. And now we only need to drag and drop the variables we need to be able to change in Premiere. So drag and drop the checkbox in for us to decide if this design will be left and right, and both the source text of the name and description. Rename them accordingly. Set a poster. This is the thumbnail you will see when you browse your library. Now export the motiongraphics template. After Effects will ask you to save, and then I'll save it to my local drive. To import the motiongraphics template, we switch to Premiere. Make sure that the Essential Graphics panel is open. There's a little icon on the right bottom corner, you can press that, and then you simply search for the motiongraphics template file you want to install. With that done, it's added to your library. We quickly find it by just scrolling around a bit, and when you found it, you can simply drag and drop it into your timeline. You wait a bit and then it's installed. So if you press the lower third, you can see that the window changes to edit. This is the place you can find the controls we've added in After Effects for us to control here in Premiere. So we can flip it around, we can change the name and description. And that's about it. Everything works the same as it did in After Effects, but now you don't have to go to After Effects to use it. So that can be a real time saver. I hope these tutorials inspire you to create better designs in which the animation does not break when you try to update it or just change things around. And generally to work smarter, to make things a bit more easy for your future self or the person who has to implement your design into a video. And with that said, it's time to end this video. Well guys, did you like this video? If you did, check out one of my other videos and consider subscribing because there's more to come.